Neil's knackered, he's been sailing that much. His legs are like a cyclist's legs, you should see his calf muscles. He's sailing almost every day, it's ridiculous. So hi everyone, we are here to introduce something we're very proud of. Neil's done an incredible job with the Magic Bullet Wave Series.
With help from Matt.
We've managed to create a board that is incredibly fast, yet at the same time does incredibly loose turns. It's a combination of grip and looseness, I believe, that creates the ultimate feeling turn.
Well, I think that elusive fast and loose, which is something that's always been thrown around for years, we've got probably as close as you're going to get in getting these two terms holding hands, and that's fast and loose, because this board it's really fast. It's as loose as you want to be. I mean, really, any looser and you'd probably be heading the wrong way on the wave face.
So easy to sail around, so fast, flying upwind, really fast rocker line. Now the boards are a little longer than what's probably fashionable at the moment.
That little bit of extra length allows a slightly better volume distribution. And I think Matt's going to say something about the balance.
And balance is actually something I'd never really thought about on a board before, but once you've ridden a balanced board, it's something that you become very aware of, and that's where Neil's brain and understanding of volume distribution and foils and rails is so important. So even though the board is a bit longer than what's traditional, I can pick it up with one hand and you can see it's sitting there nicely balanced. It's not nose heavy. So what this translates...
Or tail heavy.
Or tail heavy.
Yeah.
Exactly, and equally important. What that balance translates to is in the air, you can still have the longer nose, but everything just stays underneath you. Especially I've noticed when the board's sliding and spinning, it'll transition beautifully into a backwards sliding move. It just flicks and it's going backwards and it feels the same as it does going forwards. So you can set up for a Taka or a Wave 360. By the way, I probably pull 2 Takas a year and about 4 Wave 360. So I don't get many, there's pro riders that can do them on call. Because of the balance, you can just send it into the wave with confidence. You're not going to get a nose dig in or the tail skip out. Everything just grips and shifts water and comes out without a nose bury or anything like that.
Yeah, I think there's a certain neutrality.
Yeah.
Where it gives you as much as you put in. And there are no surprises, as I found. Because of that extra length as well, that smidgen of extra length, your rocker line is just a little bit more refined. And that gets you up and going easier, gets you over white water easier.
A big feature of the Wintec boards is the active trim technology in the tail. Back in the day, you'd shape a board and the board that you had was what you were stuck with. And then we would go back and we might sand off 2 or 3 millimeters, and that would make a huge difference, especially in a wave board, to how it rode. It could take a board that was a 6 out of 10 and turn it into a 9 out of 10 board. So being able to adjust the tail rocker is, I can't even state how much of a massive benefit that is. Heavier guys like me probably use less of the travel on the tail rocker because we can already throw around boards relatively easily, and it's a bit of feedback I hear from guys that are 70 kilos is, I couldn't quite turn that board. Well, I'm 90 kilos, I'll get on that same board and I'll absolutely love it. So a lighter person can jump on a 95 litre wave board with that extra spring, extra travel in the tail rocker. They're completely happy. Not only are we massively growing the performance footprint of the board, just generally sailing around, but the footprint of who the board is suited to has also grown massively.
Well, there's some area for customization, and it's just really a matter of screwing that little dial in or out. It flexes when it's needed, not when it's not needed. So when you're fanging along in a straight line, it's pretty flat. But only when you put pressure on this does it give you the benefits.
It gives you the tail rocker when you need it. You load it up on the bottom turn, rockers up for the turn, lets you put all your rail in. Then you come off neutral as you're transitioning to your top turn. Gives you a little bit of energy return and a little bit of spring.
Definitely energy stored in that, you can feel that. Yeah, that carbon plate, Matt's dead right.
It gives you just a little squirt.
Little squirt.
And then you set up for the top turn and it loads up with all the tail rocker in the world that you want, and bang, snappy top turn.
Snappy top turn. And talking about stored energy is when you jibe these things, when you come out of the jibe, the acceleration is so powerful that my legs were actually getting tired. That's how much drive it has got. But when you go in tight with this thing, it almost goes out of the jibe quicker than it went into the jibe. Boards do come with these side fins and a single fin. We wanted to keep the feel of a single fin. What we wanted to do was have side fins, because I've been sailing thrusters for quite a few years, and they definitely have a characteristic that is desirable. So we wanted to sort of hang on to a bit of that as well.
Another thing about singles is a really big bonus. Is when the waves start getting proper and they start throwing, they throw out of the lip. And same with jumps. I don't think you can argue that a single just gives you a little bit more amplitude on your jumps, which is very handy.
Yeah, I agree.
Neil's got some beautiful rails going on here, so you've got all that rail grip in the world. Nice and safe up the front, so you speed through chop, you're not worrying about grabbing anything.
When you're wave sailing, you are occasionally going backwards. I don't know what they're called. What are they called?
Reverse slide.
Reverse slide. There you go. Something I've never done.
Feels good.
So what this does is it allows the plate to flex upwards, obviously, to give us the tail lift required. But what it doesn't do is that if water rushes in there, the plate can only go down so far, and bang, that's it, it'll stop. And also the water will hit this and flow around the back of the board.
So you're getting all these benefits. You're absolute speed, absolute turning, absolutely excited.
And
really
very easy to sail, and that goes to guys who are not that proficient in the waves, who would benefit on these boards, because you're up and going. So you're getting more wave selection, you're getting more time in the right spots.
Gore-Tex plugs, pretty handy. So you don't have to worry about, did I leave the plug in or out?
Yeah.
Does its own thing.
And the advantage of that too, although when you chuck it in the water after a hot day, it doesn't contract and suck the bottom in.
It's like an aeroplane, that compression.
It's quite a big percentage too. Yeah, for every degree.
Told you it was smart.
Yeah,
He knows everything.
so that breeze, as you put in the water, the board never changes its shape.
Amazing speed, early planing, top end control, massive performance footprint, speed with looseness, and drive and grip. We're excited. With the Magic Bullet, you get the whole cake, the icing, the cream, and the cherry on top.
And the plate.
And the plate. I like what you did with the plate
Oh, you
and
do?
the cake.
Well, plate, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adjustable cake plate. Phone rings on set, that's a carton of beer.
And to, oh gee.
See, I put mine on silent because I'm a pro.